Hello everyone, this is John Brewer. I am a Qigong teacher and I am starting my 5th year teaching Qigong here at Wellness Within. And of course nowadays we're continuing to do so through videos that are appearing on YouTube on the Wellness Within YouTube channel. So reaching out with Qigong love to you right now to share a sequence of Qigong with you. And Qigong, just very in a nutshell, means cultivation of life force energy. Qi, energy, Gong, cultivation. That's what we're going to do. And I know everybody viewing this video right now is doing their own Qigong, doing things that support your own health, happiness, and fulfillment in life. Here, we're offering an ancient system from China and from the Taoist tradition that has stood the test of time. Everything I'm going to be sharing with you has ancient roots and wouldn't be around today if it wasn't effective. So I'm happy to be able to share these things with you. And the first thing, we've got a little title for our session today: Align the spine to feel really fine. Align the spine to feel really fine. So we'll start with just the sense of alignment of the spine. Now I'm seated. You could be seated, even lying down or standing. I have this sense of an aligned spine, and this does many things, and among them what it helps us to do is have a connection with the planet, with the earth, the yin energy flowing upward, and connecting us to vertically with the sky or the heavens, the yang energy flowing down. So yes, the energies in our physical and emotional bodies operate in a more flowing way when the spine is aligned. And so, one way that we can do that is just have a sense of lengthening the spine. Even seated, you can tuck the tailbone under just a little bit to help to align the lower vertebra, and tuck the chin a little bit to help to align the neck vertebra. And for many of us, this is not a normal, or even might not be considered even a comfortable way to sit. So if it's not comfortable, go ahead, lean back in the chair and just do your best to have an aligned spine. Seated upright. Now, one way we can support an aligned spine is with our breathing. So if we're taking deep belly breaths or using our full diaphragm to breathe, you'll notice your spine will really straighten on the inhale. Let's just experiment with that. So take a big breath in, feel your belly expand out. Breathe all the way up into the upper chest. Notice, without releasing the breath yet, how the spine just naturally is more upright. And now breathe out. What you might have noticed on the out breath, at least I notice, is I tend to kind of relax and almost maybe even do something like slump. In other words, I lose that upright spine. Well, one reason for that is we are using the musculature in the low back to hold our spine upright. And for me, when I started, working to have an upright spine more often, these muscles became a little fatigued. So if you like the idea of working towards spending more time with an aligned spine, you can just practice this big inhale, hold, and then release, and see if you can hold that upright spine on the exhale. And maybe just once or twice every now and then. And over time you might find that, like I did, that I prefer this upright position. Over time the muscles become used to this and it becomes natural. So I want to just share a breathing practice with you that'll help. That's wonderful all on its own, but it will help with this alignment of the spine. It's called Shi-Shi-Hu breathing. Shi means breath or breathe. So we're breathing in twice. Shi, shi. Let me be clear about this though. on the two in-breaths are on the same inhalation. So we're focusing first on the belly, shi, then on the chest, shi. That's one inhalation. And then followed by a long, slow exhalation, hu. Let's try that. And then on the first shi, the belly will expand, shi. Next one, taking the air all the way up to the top of the lungs. And then long, slow exhalation. Now we'll do it together. I'll say shi, shi, hu, and I'll use my hands to show where the breath is at any given point. All right, exhalation. Here we go. Shi, shi, hu. Shi, shi, hu. Okay, now I'm gonna not say words or speak out loud, but I'll just do the movements, and let's see if we can do the breathing practice together. Two breaths in on the first inhalation, one breath out on the second inhalation. Here we go. Breathe all the way out. Here we go. Okay, good. Just notice, relax. All right. Just taking a moment to notice. You might have noticed yourself being just a little lightheaded, maybe not. This is not kind of our usual form of breathing, and it's really generating a lot of energy, and a lot more oxygen is getting circulated. So it can tend to bring a little dizziness. So being seated when you're first learning this is probably a good idea. And also stay in the comfort zone, always in the comfort zone. But know that this is a versatile practice, because if we do it really slowly, it's very restorative and calming. Let's do shi, shi, hu really slow, just twice. Shi, shi, hu. Again. Notice. Let's pick up the pace. Let's call it a mid-range pace. Shi, shi, hu. Again. Take a moment in silence to notice. We're going to do it faster, quite fast this time. So if you're dizzy or feeling a little dizzy, just relax. If not, let's try it quickly. Here we go. Shi, shi, hu. Relax and notice. All right. So when we do it slowly toward the very slow or slower way of going about shi, shi, hu, it can be very restorative and calming, and when we go faster, it can be releasing or cleansing. And for sure it helps on that in-breath to get a sense of that upright spine. And then on a long, slow exhalation, we can observe, are we collapsing on that exhalation, or are we able to maintain an upright spine? Very good. Let's move on. Next is a movement practice called Ring the Temple Bell. And this practice is often, or similar versions of this, are often given by physical therapists to help people to create more flexibility in their spine and also a stronger spine. Also more flexibility in the connective tissues around the ribs too. So with this one, let's get this sense of what we're going to be up to. We're going to be turning our hips either side, just turn, and just notice your range of motion, how far your hips turn. And so we're not torquing our neck, we're just letting the neck and head go along for the ride. Come back to the center, go the other side. Just notice your range of motion. We're getting a nice little spinal twist in here. And then come back to the center. Now we'll start moving, we'll create a little more momentum with turning our hips to one side and then the other. Let's do it real slowly at first. We want to be very careful for our knees here. We don't want to torque the knees. That's why I often suggest keeping the hips and knees generally forward and doing the turning with the waist, if that's possible. But foremost is staying in your comfort zone, using some of your presence of mind to make sure that you're not torquing your knees. And as you increase the momentum of your hips turning, we'll notice the arms will just by themselves, without using any of the musculature of the arms, they'll start to swing and make contact, possibly make contact with your body. They'll swing side to side. And how wonderful this is for the spine and the connective tissues around the spine. And we can have a sense of might call it a chi pump, where we sink down in the middle and rise up to the sides. When we do that, we might notice our hands coming a little higher onto the body. And in essence, we may give ourselves this lovely little self-massage. We could even use our focus of our mind to visualize sending healing energy into our organ systems. Kidneys in the back, could be the spleen and liver, hands a little lower, could be the stomach, the intestines, higher up, the lungs, thymus, thyroid. Sending that beautiful healing Qigong energy into the organ systems and throughout the entire body, through the circulatory system, through the nervous system, ringing the temple bell. Now let's just slowly come back to center and notice, take a moment, a few seconds of meditation. And in our Qigong practice, sounds are always welcome. Just any sounds that spontaneously emerge from you. It's a great way to release tension and stress. So let's move on. We are working on align the spine to feel really fine. So our next, we're going to do a sequence of 3 practices. And by the way, you can take any one of these practices just as a little menu, as a momentary method, or you can organize them in any order that you want. The 3 I'm going to share with you next they really are very complementary for supporting spinal well-being and health. And so you can group them if you like. Now the first one of these is called bending forward and back. So we're going to start with the movement. And I think what we'll start with is just doing a little back bend. Just look up and let your back bend slightly. And then as you come forward, lengthen the spine, and then pretend you're a Halloween cat and arch your back. Arch your back. Come forward a little bit. Come back up so the spine is aligned nice and straight, and bend back again. And then come up center, extend the spine, bend forward, arching the back. Now we're going to add our hands and arms. So we interlock our fingers, the hands come palm up up to heart level, start turning the wrists until palms are facing up. You can separate the hands and do that little back bend there. And then as we arch our back forward, bring your fists together, your knuckles together, arch the back, and your knuckles are together. Let's do that one more time. Arching back, or slight back bend, and then arching the back as if you were a Halloween cat, knuckles together, like this. Let's stay here for a minute. Now the next couple times we do this, we're going to add tensing some muscle groups. So probably the easiest muscle groups to tense at first are going to be the wrists, maybe the arms. As we come here, we press. Not overly hard, but just get a sense of tensing the muscle groups of the arms, the wrists. And then come back up, let go, relax. Backward bend, arch the back, press the knuckles together, tense the muscles of the arms, and relax for a moment. So, lots of benefits here. We're getting some flexibility and strength of the spine, but we're also, with the tensing of the muscle groups, and we're going to move towards tensing as many of our muscle groups as we can. So it could be the muscles of the face, the shoulders, the arms, chest, belly back, upper legs, lower legs, ankles, even feet. Now getting them all to tense all at once, the first time you ever do this, might be asking a little much, but if you continue this practice, just learn how to take the opportunity to tense as many muscle groups as you can when you're here. Just tense, let's do it right now. Tense as many muscle groups as you can. Then relax. Oh my goodness, let go of everything. Do that slight back bend. Arch forward again. Tense as many muscle groups as you can. And relax for a moment. So, what we're doing is creating what we could call a Qi pump. This is so good for purification of toxins through the lymphatic system. We really are activating our entire lymph system and moving contracted energy and energies that are stagnant, aren't serving us, out of our system. So, highly recommended for that, as well as strengthening and creating flexibility of the spine. Now, when we're doing any of our Qigong practices, the idea is to keep a long, deep, slow, flowing in-breath and out-breath. And of course, in learning anything new, we concentrate and sometimes our breath shortens. So that's normal. So just notice and then go back to a deep breath as soon as you can. And the other option that we have, and it's just an option, is to coordinate our breathing in and out. So I'm going to show you how to coordinate your breathing and bending forward and back. And maybe you'll pick it up right away, or maybe you'll view this video again or another time or two and you'll pick it up. So we're going to start with an out breath. In breath. Breathe in. Here's the out breath. Tense your muscle groups. Breathe out all the way and come back up on an in breath. Relax. Breathe out. Arch your back. Tense your muscle groups. All right, let's do 2 more without me talking. And relax and notice. Sigh of relief. All right, now the second spinal practice that goes good in this sequence of 3 is called bending side to side. So the simplest way we can do this is feet are shoulder width apart, get that erect spine to start with, and then just bend to either side. We don't normally do this type of bend as we're moving around in our lives, so this is really good, boy. Just for the spine, yes, but also for the fascia around the rib cage. Get a little stretch in there. and then come back and lengthen before you bend to the opposite side. You might notice, as I do, it feels a little different from one side to the other. Come all the way, lengthen, and then bend to the side. Come up and lengthen, and bend to the opposite side. Now that practice in and of itself is complete. If you want to have a little deeper bend, again staying in your comfort zone, you can take your arm above your head and bend a little further. You can also widen your stance. A little bit deeper of a bend if you like. And then come back up, always lengthening the spine at the top before you bend. And then a nice deep bend if it feels good. Let's come back up to the top. Of course, we're breathing in and out, deep and slow. And if we want, we can coordinate the breathing. One way is to breathe in when you lengthen the spine and breathe out as you bend. So breathing in and out. One more on your own. And then lower your hands and just relax and notice. Okay, all right, the third complementary practice of these three I'm showing you now is called reaching up and out. So, noticing on the camera, I'm gonna go into a little bit of a squat here so you can see what goes on with my arms. So we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to interlock the fingers as they come up to heart height. Now the wrists start to turn, and we separate the fingers and press up. Press all the way up, and we're really putting some force and energy into this within reason. And then continue pressing out. Called reaching up and out. That's the efforting part. And then relax. And let's do it again. Reaching up, pressing up, reaching out, pressing out. And relax. So I'm gonna remind us again. Deep flowing, relaxed in-breaths and out. And we can coordinate the breathing if we want. So if you want to coordinate the breathing with this one, reaching up and out, it goes like this. We're going to start our in-breath here. When the hands get up to chin height or so, we start a long, slow, regulated out-breath. And continue breathing out, pressing out, and now from here we breathe in. And here we breathe out. Press up, breathing out. Continue breathing out, reaching out. Now breathe in, relax. One more. Here's that out breath. Slowly regulating as we press up and press out. And then breathing in. Take a moment just to notice. This beautiful moving meditation of movement of the body with focus on our breathing, our mind's focus and staying present and in the moment. So we just did a great job regulating the breathing. Let's do it one more time. This in-breath. Now, by the way, I want to say this before I move on. you can change this around any way that suits you. Let's just say you like the idea of the in-breath continuing up all the way to the top, breathing in. Please do it that way if that's what you like. And then the exhalation, exhale, 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 exhale. Maybe you like this. Breathe in. And keep breathing in all the way to the top. And breathe out. So you can modify this in a way that suits you. The idea of regulating the breath is very important. It's just fundamental to all of Qigong. Let's do it one more time, the way I taught it to begin with. Breathing in. Breathe out. Continue breathing out. And breathe in. Wonderful. That's reaching up and out. You can extend the practice of reaching up and out by including a forward fold. So if you like the idea, once you've pressed up like this, instead of reaching out, you can do a forward fold on your out breath. Bending as far as is comfortable for you. This is these forward folds, and then coming back slowly, unfolding one vertebra at a time. I love it. I find it really luxurious to be able to stretch out, lengthen, and then come vertebra by vertebra, doing the forward fold. Maybe stay down here a while, take a couple breaths, shake, and come back up, one vertebra at a time. That's a nice little addition to the sequence where we are aligning the spine to feel really fine. And that is something I wish for you, to feel really fine. And working on aligning the spine and doing practices like these to support a healthy, strong, vibrant spine, and therefore a healthier nervous system, will help us all feel more fine. So that concludes today's offering, and I want to just wish you so much happiness and health and well-being in your life, and look forward to connecting with you on YouTube, maybe in a month or so, and hopefully at some point in the not too distant future, right back here at Wellness Within. Meanwhile, namaste.